Oh, we're live, Ty.
We are.
We're live, and this is going to be your show.
Hello.
This is going to be
I
Tyler
hope we get
Morgan's
those
show because
comments.
he got
running
all
in.
the comments on YouTube this week.
Yikes.
I hope you're not a Tiger fella, Ty.
I am the villain right
Are
now.
you telling me that you have changed your stance on Tiger Woods playing the Masters this week?
No, of course not. Look at you just sitting back waiting for me to say something.
You don't think he should play?
No. I look. This is an opinion,
Right.
and that's all it is an opinion. Tiger's clearly not looking at me for my opinion, my decision.
He's not healthy, is what you're saying.
Right. For me, look, huge Tiger fan. Like, I got to get that out first, right? Everyone's like, oh, you're not a fan of Tiger. Like, why don't you just, it's good for the game. You know, if he's walking down 18 with the lead, I'm crying. Okay. Like, I am all about Tiger being in. But at the same time.
I think you basically did when he won in 2019.
Okay, fine. I admit
Good.
it. That's no big deal. Yeah, it's all good. I can admit it. But here's the deal. I sent you the screenshot today. All you have to do is Google Tiger injury. How many times has he pushed himself for whatever reason, right? I mean, that's what makes him great. That's what makes him great. I'm not going to knock him because he's willing to push himself. But how many times do we see the pictures of him grabbing his back, falling to his knees, leaning on his club, right? I am in for the long run, right? I don't need the short-term gain. I want him to be healthy before he returns so we can see him play for a long time. So that just proves I'm a big fan.
Right.
I just don't want him to get hurt.
So you're convinced that in his mind, he thinks he's better than he actually is. Because Tiger Woods is not going to go out there unsure if his leg's going to be okay. Maybe he's dealing with some back issues too. Who knows? That never goes away, I'm sure. So you really think in his mind he's not sure, he doesn't know that he's worse off than he actually is?
No, he knows how he is, but he's also the same guy that when he would win tournaments, he would celebrate by going backpacking.
Leg, right?
No, it's his nature. That's what makes him so incredible. And but he's also getting older. So yes, that is my stance.
Did you guys see the video yesterday? I'm playing it right now. Did you see this video?
He's looking good.
I mean, dude, his swing looks great. And
Has anyone seen him walk?
No.
Yeah, I've seen him walking those foot joys he's wearing. He looks good walking down the fairways.
Look at him right here.
Good.
Ignore Sung JM, okay? He's going to move away in a second.
I can't ignore him.
Tiger's turn is incredible, Tyler. I mean, he looks like he did before he had this injury 5 years ago. That looks great. Okay.
Everyone inside the Tiger camp is saying his swing is better than ever. His numbers on the launch monitor are fantastic.
Billy Horschel said it this week. Justin Thomas said it this week.
Great. I haven't once mentioned his swing. This is one of the most undulated golf courses they play.
Right. It's the most undulated they play.
There are no level lies.
Correct.
Right? And if you watched him walking today with JT, come on, guys.
Did you see it? I didn't see it.
Yeah. I mean, the dude is limping.
But if it's not hurting him to do it, that's not a problem. I mean, a lot of people have these injuries and they're going to limp for the rest of their life. That doesn't mean they're in pain or going to be worse off for it in the long run. I think Tiger knows his body, and yes, he has a history of pushing it. But he's going to make a calculated game time decision. And if he says he's going to make it a go, I guarantee his body is 100% able and ready to handle it.
And who says he's actually going to compete? I mean, he might go out there Thursday morning. You think it's a done deal?
Competing.
You think it's a done deal?
Oh, absolutely.
I'd say probably a done deal, but I wouldn't be surprised if he said I can't do it. I think he's truly out there this week trying to figure out if he can do it. I don't think he's out there. Yeah, he's not out there right now saying, I'm laser focused, I'm going to go into the Masters and I'm going to compete. I think he's feeling it out. And I think all of us are just assuming that because he's there, he's going to play. We can't look at it that way.
My opinion of where he's at, being someone who's had to have been a game time decision and things before, granted a totally different avenue with running races and whatnot. But what you do is you go in with the intention and determination that you're going to compete, the mindset that you're going to compete. And the only way you don't do it is if something in this run up over the next couple of days tells him, nope, I'm not quite there yet. So he's listening to his body, but I think mentally he's there to compete and he's there to, make an impact on the tournament. And the only way he backs out is if he finds out, by Wednesday, like, oh, I'm not up to par. But I think he'll make a good call. I trust Tiger.
Ty, I'll give you the last word because I'm going to post this and let everybody yell at you. You good?
Yeah,
you want to move on?
I'm good to move on, man. It's my opinion. I don't want to see him get hurt.
We're going to move on to Tiger's chances because the guy's a plus 8,000 odd. He's got the same odds to win the Masters as Tommy Fleetwood does. Now, I would say Tiger more likely to win the Masters than Tommy Fleetwood, I would 100%. Say at this moment. Okay?
Yeah.
So, yeah, if he's playing and if he looks good and he's walking great, 8,000 plus 8,000? Are you kidding me?
Oh yeah, everyone's hammering that bet because it's the spirit of it. Everyone wants to try to see that come through.
Okay, so are you both saying that you would take Tiger Woods as a value pick right now? You would put money down on that?
I'll
put a small unit.
Yeah, a small unit because I learned my lesson in 2019. You never count out the big cat, and he's like I said, if he's there, he's going to compete. Augusta is a unique place where, if you keep the ball somewhat in play, and take what the course gives you when it gives it to you and avoid the big numbers. It's also another course where experience has proven to make a big difference. And old folks have won there before. Tiger won there 3 years ago. This is good stuff.
Here's where I stand on it, and now it's my turn to be the one who everyone's going to hate. I was the first to eat crow when I said maybe 2017, 2016, that Tiger Woods would never win a golf tournament again, okay? He almost won the Open in 2018. He did win the Tour Championship in 2018, and then, of course, the Masters, right? I got that so wrong. But you guys, I think we have to do due diligence here and ask ourselves, is Tiger's game in the shape now that it was in 2019? And there's a reason why I have these 4 bullets here on the screen here. This guy has not played a competitive tournament in 500 days, okay? It was the Masters in 2020 when Dustin Johnson won in November. That's number 1 that I have an issue with. Number 2, his last top 10 was 9 months before that, in January. After that finish in the top 10, his average from there all the way to the accident was 54th place. And his majors in that same span after winning the Masters was 51st. And now look, Mike, I completely understand and agree with everything about throw it out the window because it's Tiger Woods, but I also think we have to look at Tiger's game was going downhill after the Masters. It was literally his only good event of 2019, and I can't ignore that right now. That's why I wouldn't put.
You have to ignore that.
Him.
Yeah,
you
100%. You have to. Many reasons here. For one,
so long
winning
ago.
that Masters was probably such an emotional high that he was like, cool, like gravy on the biscuit, everything's good. And Tiger only gets up for majors, so granted he didn't have the best major record since then, but throw that all out the window, man. This dude's had an accident that he was almost lost his leg and almost lost his life in. I don't even think it's fair for us to be here talking about the likelihood of him winning or whatnot.
Well, I don't either. I'm just putting that out there for those who want to bet on him and say that he's going to win.
But that said, I think if he plays, he has as good a shot as anyone, with the exception of JT and Spieth right now, because Augusta National is a home track for him, basically, with his experience there. The type of golf course, if you take away, granted, this is going to be a big deal for him. He's got to get through with the walking of the course. But that's going to hurt him a little bit, but he is just so great at Augusta National. He's comfortable there. And I think the other thing here is he's going to be laser focused. He's been just out there grinding and rehabbing, and hitting golf shot after golf shot to be able to do this thing. So I think the fact that he's been able to focus on this specifically to get ready for it, his game's going to be in peak form if he does tee it up.
I think realistically, making the cut, I think, is better than even odds. I would say he makes the cut over missing the cut, just because of everything we've talked about. And then number 2, I would say if Tiger Woods finished in the top 15, that would be one heck of a week. Top 15.
For sure.
Yeah, I think if he's even in the conversation come Sunday as, an afternoon tee time, it's going to be an unbelievable thing. If he tees it up, it's an unbelievable thing. A couple of weeks ago, this wasn't even on our radar. Yeah. So, this is awesome that we're able to talk about this.
So you mentioned Justin Thomas and you mentioned Jordan Spieth. We're going to talk about both of those guys. I said last week I was trying to figure out if my reasoning for picking Justin Thomas as my top dog was if I really felt that way, or if, Mike, you were just putting it in my head for the last 2 months.
Dude,
I'm finding myself agreeing with you that Justin Thomas is my top dog. We're going to talk about Rahm. We're going to talk about DJ. We're going to talk about Jordan Spieth, who's not on this list. Is there anybody on this list that you guys would disagree over Justin Thomas as your top dog?
Can Scheffler keep playing out of his mind?
The odds say no. Cameron Smith hasn't played since the Players, and we all know what happens to guys emotionally after they win a tournament like that. It just doesn't happen. You don't win the Players and then win the Masters. It just doesn't happen. Maybe one day it will, but I wouldn't put my money on it.
Yeah, Cam Smith does play Augusta well, the times he's played there. So, he's made, but you know what? I would take JT and Spieth versus the field.
So
honestly.
let's start with JT. So Justin Thomas, with the Open Championship aside, he really does not play this major well compared to the others. He's better at the PGA. He's better at the U.S. Open. The Masters really hasn't been his thing.
He's been pretty bad.
And to me, I'm wondering if there's a reason for that.
There probably is. But it's interesting because I think this on paper fits him the best because he can work the ball as well as anyone else. And if he has a shortcoming in his game, which I guess we all know he does, it's the putting inside 10 feet. And obviously with Matsuyama last year, it proved you don't have to be great inside 10 feet at putting at the Masters. So this fits him well, but Chris, what you're showing there, he's not always in contention, but with that said,
I don't think you throw that out the window.
I don't mind his reason for him either. You might say it's not good enough for somebody who you want to be confident in, but he did pretty good at the Valspar. He shot 3 straight 66s.
JT's recent form is incredible.
He was the one everybody was talking about at the Players. He got exhausted after that 69 he shot in that second round on those 40-mile-an-hour winds. So you can throw the Players out the window. In contention at the Genesis, in contention in Phoenix, not really so much, a little bit and at the Farmers. Justin Thomas, from what I've seen, and this might be me talking myself into this pick, Mike, thank you. When he gets close, he eventually wins. But there's one problem with him, I felt. I really think he is the hardest player on tour to bet on because the guy has been all over the place. But it does show that when he's knocking on the door, he does eventually win, which is why I think he's my guy. He's my number one this week at the Masters, and I'm just not going to turn back. Can't talk yourself out of it.
I think with Chris. Bones on the bag, that's going to be such an intangible. I think that is such a game changer for him. I know you guys think that it's not going to make a big difference, but Bones has seen this course. And this course, the more experience you have, the better. So Bones is going to have some insight that, JT's never had before. Also, JT's been out playing practice rounds with Tiger. They're buddies. I'm sure Tiger's given JT some insight to get him hopped up. And I think JT knows he needs to get the monkey off the back, and he's going to feed off that pressure. So I love JT. I think he's a great pick this week.
Is he your pick, Ty?
Well, he can't be my pick in our pool because I decided to burn him already. Yeah. I don't know. Like I told you guys last week that I'm thinking it might not be one of the big names, right? If we want to call him that anymore. So like I'm kind of looking down the list a little bit to like maybe a Louis Oosthuizen.
You know what?
Chris?
You know what, man? I was gonna go down the list of our top dogs here, but let me go to the best value right now. Louis on my list, but you know who also is?
Of course,
something
Shane.
about Shane Lowry. Just it's reminding me of Angel Cabrera. I don't know why. When he won that U.S. Open in 2007, and he just kind of floated around. He showed that he can win big tournaments, and then he won the Masters in 2009. Was it 2009? 2009. I just have a feeling that Shane Lowry, and if you watch the guy play golf, he can hit clutch shots. His putting has been the issue, and so that could be a reason why you fade him completely this week, because the Masters is all about around the greens. I think the guy's going to hit clutch shots. It's a matter if he makes putts. Louis Oosthuizen at plus 4,000, I like that as well. Louis' putter is so hit or miss. He can be Cam Smith, like Cam Smith was at the Players, or he can be just completely off. Louis, I've always stayed away from him, but something about he and Shane Lowry just is kind of doing it for me this week.
I mean, I always dog him, right?
Right.
But
is he eventually going to get a first? He has all these second places. Is he eventually going to get a first? My gut says no. It's not.
Well, I mean, I think the only thing I have against him would be how long the course is going to be this year, right. and it's going to be soft because rain Tuesday and Wednesday. Yeah. So, I mean, yeah, but that's where I kind of want to go. I just don't see the top dogs going. But you know what? I mean, if you're asking me to pick, maybe Colin comes out of nowhere this week with his irons.
Putter for that.
Well, that's to the JT comment.
Right.
If he can get it inside 10 feet and he can get things to roll in for him, I think maybe he'd be my pick. So maybe that's who I'm riding this week.
I would like Lowry and Louis to go top 5 if you're picking multiple guys and doing multiple bets, top 5. Tony Finau has been so good at the Masters. The guy's been off. I don't see that happening. Mark Leishman's kind of a guy who's been calling the name a little bit too. That's why I put him on this list. And Paul Casey is the Augusta historian. He's the guy who's been there so much. I think he's got the same odds as Tiger. I think Paul Casey beats Tiger this week.
Paul Casey needs to go play in Saudi already.
Like, he probably will.
I'm so sick of him hanging around. Can we flip back to someone who hangs out between top dogs and value? And I just want an opinion on Spieth from you guys, because that's my other dude who
I've got him on.
Who is just
Chris
begging to be picked.
Yeah.
Just begging to be picked, man.
Mike,
great week.
I analyzed Jordan Spieth every single Masters. He's done well, and all his first, his seconds, his thirds. He's got like 5 of those combined.
Yeah.
I've noticed a pattern though. Every single time he does well, he was doing very well leading up.
He's doing extremely well leading up.
But is he? Pebble Beach was literally his only time in the spotlight in terms of being in contention on the weekend. Look at the rest of these finishes.
Fair.
Look at the rest of them. They're all bad. I mean, Genesis.
But if you look at it statistically, his numbers are off the charts in one area except putting.
Exactly.
And we know that he knows these greens and he can get it going. And I think the only thing that's hurting him putting is his speed control. So back, when Jordan made every single putt, you always saw him go past the hole. He's been struggling this year with leaving them short. I have no doubt about it that he's going to feel at home on those Augusta greens and just start knocking them in from everywhere, because we've seen him do it. I mean, I do not count out Jordan Spieth. Tee to green, his irons, everything has been phenomenal this year. He's hitting the ball better than he ever has.
Mike, I can't get out of my mind watching him in Texas this week. Did you guys notice he's fighting some things? He's doing this thing in his backswing, and he's trying to bend his left elbow.
He's
got some demons in his mind, and that.
No,
when you're doing that, Mike,
big
that
difference between fighting something and having a swing thought that you're working on.
So you're not.
He's been doing it 2 weeks now, and
he's doing every single swing.
No, he's been doing it for a couple of weeks now, and he's been hitting the ball great still.
Missed cut and tied for 35th. Those are the
phenomenal, by the way. Phenomenal. He's
Mike,
playing phenomenal.
Look, I got this the bet of four players per major. I'm probably going to pick Spieth, but I don't know if I would pick him as my number one. He won't let you down. Do you guys remember the quote he had about 3 or 4 years ago saying that people fear him at Augusta?
Yeah, I think it's still true.
I don't. I hope it's true. I just feel like he's not in. He has to putt well, like you said. His putting has to get back. And I think
it's all very close. Maybe
what year was it?
I think it was 2018. He finished third. He finished third in 2018. I think that was the year he said that.
Humbled there on what was it? Okay.
Yeah, he did when he lost to Reed. Yeah.
Yeah, that was rough. Patrick Reed might not be a bad pick, my friends.
Get out of here.
What are his odds?
That guy can't hit the ball off the tee.
All right, tell me what you guys think about Dustin Johnson, because
never again.
Are you saying that Dustin Johnson's not going to get a top 5 in a major this year?
Why?
Not at the Masters.
I'm looking at guys who can get top 5s.
Mike? Are you solely going to say he won't just because the only reason he won was the time of the year? Is that it?
Oh, 100%. That's the only reason. This course does not set up well for his fade. I mean, let's be honest. The only reason he was able to win COVID year in the fall was because it played so much longer. But that's not the case this time of year.
No. They just lengthened the course this year, 11 and 15.
2 holes versus 18 holes playing longer.
Still,
come on, man. Get out of here. How many people that consistently fade the ball win here?
And it's going to be soft.
Well, Patrick Reed faded the ball. Sergio fades the ball. Oh, I guess Sergio.
Come on.
Tiger fades the ball.
Patrick Reed. Oh, Patrick Reed draws the ball.
Jack Nicklaus fades the ball.
No, you're naming ball strikers who work the ball both ways depending on the shot shape. Right. Dustin Johnson is a bomb and gouge power fade. Come on, you know where I'm at here.
Dustin Johnson started with the draw, and then he went to the fade, and he started to win.
Mike, give me your rationale. He can work the ball,
but
Dustin
he
Johnson
does not win at Augusta.
Give me your rationale of why he has all these great finishes here.
Oh my gosh, great finishes! Like, he's a great player, so of course he's going to finish high relative to other people.
Look at those. Look at that list.
Combined with his form lately, like, he's also been dog shit. Can I say that? Sorry if I can't say that.
Well, these shows are actually streaming to our website online, so just don't do it again.
Okay.
That's perfect.
Hopefully, what's the commission? The FCC. I'll pay the fine.
Thank you.
Whatever.
Hey, Mike, I will say this: around the green, DJ's been bad.
DJ's been bad all year. Like, I don't understand why you would even consider him.
174th around the greens and 130th on the greens, and both of them. It's not one or the other. It's not like he's Victor Hovland who can't get out of a bunker, but then he can make a 10-footer.
He's on his way outside the top 20, man. He is. I'm fading him like he hits his golf shots.
How about John Rahm? Fader, fades the ball.
Sneaky,
but he's good.
Sneaky.
I don't put him in the same category as Dustin Johnson. This guy is a strategic short game guru.
He's so many hot takes this week.
His putter has been really iffy.
Yes, it has
so far this year.
150th in the world.
That surprised me after how well he putt last year. But you can't keep that up, right? So I think if he putts well, he'll be in contention. I don't see it happening though.
Here's what I think we all have to realize about Jon Rahm right now. I feel like we are giving him a really bad rap, because he's been the number one player in the world for so long. We're expecting him to have a top 5 every single week, and it hasn't been happening. I think we're needing to temper our expectations, because, guys, really, he's doing a lot better than you give him credit for, okay?
It's just been so ugly.
He's playing like a top 10 player in the world.
No.
Yeah, he is. Because the other 9 outside of Scheffler, what are they doing?
the top 10 hasn't been playing like the top 10. Okay.
Yeah,
none of them have even sniffed a win this year.
But look at his game this year. 10th, 21st, 9th, 17th. Match play doesn't really count.
But how many conversations have we had in group chats though? We're like, oh, Rahm looks terrible.
You know why? Because we're expecting him to be the number one player in the world.
No, we're expecting him to hit the golf ball well. He's been all over the place, scrambling like crazy. And don't get me wrong, there's nothing wrong with that. Tiger Woods won many times scrambling from everywhere, right? I'm not saying it can't be done, but I if you're looking for a sure thing to get inside the top 5, I think that's a risky one. But I've seen worse from you so far. So
yeah, you have.
My opinion.
The one saving grace that I think that Jon Rahm has right now is I looked at last year when he got super hot starting in May, right?
Mm-hmm.
His lead up to that was marginally better than his lead up to this right now. It really wasn't that great. He had some top 10s. He was decent. He was making cuts, but he wasn't really getting seconds and thirds.
Yeah.
He was doing decent, but he finally hit that. And
yeah, I don't want to say he came out of nowhere last year, but he definitely overachieved from the expectations going into the year.
I think he can do it again.
At the Masters? I think this weekend, you think he can do it?
I think he's going to be one of the 4.
I think he'll come back.
But this weekend, do you have him inside the top 10? Even money. Sure, you take him inside or outside?
I'll take him inside the top 10.
Definitely.
Okay.
I mean that is a tough bet because getting inside the top 10 is pretty difficult when you consider the field. But yeah, I have confidence in Rahm for sure.
I think just the fact that
who else do I have confidence in that list right there?
And that's the thing is, I mean, are we going down to Xander Schauffele? Are we? And Brooks Koepka and. I mean,
hey, Brooks is a big favorite this weekend, guys. There's a lot of people taking Brooks as the winner here.
I'm feeling Brooks. I
think he's a strong pick.
PGA.
I think Brooks is a good pick here. You mentioned Xander. Like outside of the Olympic gold medal, like what have you done for me lately? Like that guy, another guy. I'm excited. I hope he goes and plays in the SGL too. I'm sick of him seeing up on leaderboards doing nothing. I just
Mike wants everyone he doesn't like to
opinion.
Just leave.
I mean, if people are going, he might as well be the ones I don't like.
I'm thinking JT number 1, and then my other 3, Spieth, Rahm, and I need a 4th.
Well, you have to go with Rory. Mike
no,
said
I can't. Rory was my.
Oh no, this was yours. That's right.
Rory was my alternate when Hideki withdrew from the players. So I picked him and I didn't even want him.
Rory isn't a bad pick here.
You think he is not a bad pick?
I don't think he's a bad pick. I think it's nice he's coming in under the radar. He's had probably the last, I don't even know how many times now. Has it been 10, 11 that he's needed this to complete the career Grand Slam? Like that's been a lot of pressure on him.
I think we're going to keep talking about it because I don't think it's going to happen.
But that's not what I'm saying is nobody's talking about it this year. Right. So I think that might work in his favor. And honestly, like the fact that everyone's talking about Tiger, I think that's going to work in a lot of these guys' favor, having the pressure off them. Like JT's another guy. I know we've talked about him, but I think that's doing him a solid by Tiger being in the spotlight. It lets these guys kind of focus on their game and not have to worry so much.
So if we're done doing penalty shots, it's fine. I've conceded that. Mike, I do want to do some kind of bet with you. Rahm versus Rory. Because it feels like I'm high on Rahm and you're not. You're high on Rory and I'm not.
Let me say this. It's not that I'm not high on Rahm. I think he has the potential to finish up there.
Not top 10 is not high.
You just said he's playing awful.
He is playing awful, but he's a tremendous talent. In Augusta, like I've said this a ton of times before, you don't have to go birdie binge at Augusta. You just have to keep it steady, take what's given to you, and avoid the big numbers. And I mean, you can do that scrambling. Rahm can do that. He can be top 5. He can be top 10. I'm not discounting that. I just don't think it's very likely.
Mike, here's the bet.
But at the same time, I wouldn't be shocked.
Here's the bet.
I'm higher on Rahm than Rory.
You are?
Yeah.
I just felt like you were writing a nice essay about Rory McIlroy and why he's a nice golfer, and the opposite against Rahm. Okay, so I want to make, because I have a good
Place
idea.
the bet. Get the people what they want.
He doesn't want Rory. I thought you wanted Rory. Okay, you give me a name other than Justin Thomas. You want to do Spieth? You want to do Spieth versus Rahm?
I would Spieth versus Rahm all day.
Okay, so here's the bet.
Oh, awesome.
Here's the bet. I might be able to pull this up.
Test your skills.
Hold on.
Are we gonna? While you're pulling that up, are we gonna? If par is 67 for Bryson DeChambeau, how many over par do you think he'll be when he gets cut Friday evening?
Oh,
wait, so
he's done. He's only 80%, right? Isn't that what he's saying? He's only like.
I think he's like 20% if you read between the lines.
Yeah, he's speaking of a guy who's going in the wrong direction. Mike, Mike, here's the bet.
SDL, right direction.
All right, Mike, here's the bet. So you're down. Since Ricky lost to CT Pan last week, got destroyed. I'll just pull up some Ricky Open here. He's not playing.
I wouldn't say destroyed.
I'm just gonna pause this right now. I want to see him. He's not playing this week. This is last week's Texas Open.
Or Ricky.
I'm now up 4-1. Okay, I beat you with CT Pan last week. Mike, here's the bet. If Spieth beats Rahm, it is 3-2 instead of 4-1. So you make one back.
Like I get one. That's a 2-shot swing.
But if
Chris Bogey,
Rahm beats
birdie, Mike.
Spieth, you get to 5. I get to 5, and you lose the bet, and you got to go talk to the random person in the grocery store about why you lost Ricky Roulette and film it and show it to us.
All right, let's broker a new deal here.
Okay.
I give you 2 shots.
You give me 2 strokes.
Spieth ties. If they push, it's 3-2. If Spieth covers the 2 shots, it's 2-2.
Okay, say that one more time.
No. Oh my gosh. Chris.
2 shots. I give Rahm 2 shots. Spieth gives Rahm 2 shots. Spieth covers 2 shots. It's 2-2. Ricky Roulette, all square.
Okay, well
they tie.
They tie. What?
Chris, you just gave up 2 shots.
3-2.
I haven't agreed to it yet. If they tie, it's 3-2. Okay, this is so favored in your.
No, I'm saying if.
Okay.
If
Rahm wins,
if Spieth is only up on Rahm by 2 shots, that's what I'm saying a tie is.
Okay.
3-2.
So you want to give me 2 shots? Okay. 3, but that's not 3-2 because it's 4-1 right now.
Right. But that's
okay.
What if
Rahm wins?
This is awesome.
Then you win Ricky Roulette, and I'm at the grocery store.
This is still tailored towards you, so let's just make this even.
No.
Rahm, no, because why would I go from 4-1 to 3-2 if we tie?
Because I'm giving you 2 shots.
All right, let's do it.
All the viewers just left the show.
I know they did. I just watched them all.
I don't why you're trying to play even up, and if Spieth wins by 1 shot, you were going to go to 3-2.
Well, I'll make you the deal because Rahm's going to beat him, so I'm not worried about it.
The Masters music. Hello, friends. The tradition unlike any other.
All right. So Rahm versus Spieth, I get 2 shots. If we tie, I win. If you win by 2, we're down to 3-2. Got it. And if you win by 3, it's even 2-2. Yeah.
I appreciate you guys not including me in this. This is good.
You want Tommy Fleetwood?
Nope.
You want Louis?
Nope.
All right,
Louis, give me 8 shots.
I'll just say goodbye. How about that?
How do we even do this? How is it Masters week already? This is amazing. I'm pumped.
This is crazy. When are we gonna go to the Masters? Chris, get us tickets.
I'm gonna be
I've applied for credentials
like
like 4 times,
weekend.
and each time I get laughed at. Not literally, but I'm sure when they hit send, when they say no, they're laughing at me and the 50 other million people who try to get.
Yeah. Well, the thing is, you need to find the fairway. This is drawing thousands of viewers.
Tell Seth that
Chris.
We need a representation. Maybe JT, you got an Alabama contingent.
I know.
There?
I'll try not to let you guys down in the future. How about that?
Thank you.
I might sneak over there this weekend. We'll see.
You might make the trip down there.
Yeah, I think
I'll be in the neighborhood, so I might make a day trip out of it.
All right, good night, friends.
Yeah.